Hello everyone and welcome back to Nagash, channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar, and in this video we're going to be returning to the Gloomspite Gitz and we are going to be looking at the battalions to finish off their series in the army archive. Okay, so first things first to say about this video with the battalions. Now, as the battalions aren't, like free on the Games Workshop in the sense of their rules and stuff, I won't be taking pictures of the battalions because I don't know if that's legal or not. And that might get me in trouble on YouTube. So we're not going to be doing that, but there'll be artwork and all these sorts of things on screen. Anyway, and as there are 10 battalions, I believe, for the Gloomspite Gitz, we will be going through them, not quickly, but we won't be wasting time. Okay, so what these battalions have is that they seem to be quite a few mini battalions, and then you can put them into bigger battalions. So we're going to go through some of the mini ones first. We're going to start off with the sort of Moon Clan units, and then we're going to look at the Troggoth ones, so the trolls, and then the spider ones. Okay, so to start off like the Moon Clan sort of ones. First one is a Gobblebaloza. So it says organisation. A Gobblebaloza consists of the following units. So one Scaremonger, one Brugit, one Spiker, one Boggle-Eye, and one Shroom Monster. So essentially, if you take a Gobblebaloza, the units. Remember those like wizards, but they're not really heroes. Those sort of shaman models for the Gloomspite Gitz. Already done a video on those. If you take one of them, you have to take all 5 of them anyway. So basically, if you're taking one, you're taking all 5. So do you want to take this battalion? Because it's going to cost you 110 points for this battalion. So what do you get? It says add 1 to casting and Gobblebaloza no Watts rolls for a model with this battalion, while the model is within 8 inches of any other models from the same battalion. Okay, so adding 1 to casting, yeah, that's good. Bear in mind that not everything is a wizard though. For your Gobblebaloozas, just that is something to bear in mind. However, one of the big things is getting a +1 to the no Watts rolls for the Gobblebaloozas. Now they don't all have a knows Watts roll, however the ones that do, a lot of them are sort of like on a 3-up, so you're now making it a 2-up for some of them, so that is good. And then the ones that don't have that are wizards, so they're getting +1 to cast those spells, and those sort of spells go off on things like a 6-up, so making it most of them like a 5-up, so then that makes them much more reliable getting off. So it does help. However, 110 points just for that. What I'd say is if you've got synergy in your list that really relies on getting your abilities or your spells off for your Gobblebaloozas to help out the rest of your army, then it's worth it. But if you're just got the Gobblebaloozas in there just because their ability is quite useful but you're not really dependent on it, then I wouldn't say this battalion's worth it, surely just because 110 points, it's not incredibly expensive, especially for a battalion, but like I say, in this army you're going to sort of want to use that towards other things. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the next one, which is going to be the Skulk Mob Horde. So this is going to cost you 160 points. And what exactly does it consist of? So Skulk Mob Horde consists of the following units. 3+ units of stabbers or shooters in any combination, and 3 units of loon smasher fanatics or spore splatter fanatics in any combination. Okay, so already this is going to be, if you want to take hordes, if that's the way you want to go with your Gloomspite Gitz army, then this could be a good way to fill in those slots within a battalion. So its abilities, so it has the Endless Horde, so once per battle or when you use a Bad Moon Loon Shrine Moon Clan Lair ability to successfully replace the destroyed unit from the battalion, the replacement unit has all of its models from that destroyed unit instead of half of the models. Okay. This is quite good. I can see this being worth its 160 points. From my point of view, yes, 160 points is expensive. There are plenty of battalions cheaper than that, and certainly the Gloomspite Gitz there are. However, if you've got a unit of maxed out, stabbers, you can just bring them all back up again, which is going to be quite annoying for your opponent to deal with. As an example, you look at a unit like stabbers and you think, well, they haven't got a good save and their bravery is shite. So they are going to be getting killed pretty goddamn easily and running away to battle shop. Now, they might be dying easily, however, you just keep them chucking Spine Presence on them, and especially how in this army you have more than enough command points to be able to do that, they actually become quite hard to get rid of, especially if you've taken them originally in that unit. So 60 just makes it that much harder. Of course, it's going to work for your shooters as well, and it just proposes another problem for your opponent to deal with. So I do like that battalion. It is expensive. Like I say, I think it's worth it. I've obviously never tested it out. However, if I had the army, I would try out if I was going for hordes. But then again, if I was doing Gloomspites, I would just basically be doing trolls because I'm not a massive fan of the hordes. But if you are, this could be a good one for you to, if not try out, at least to have a look at. Right, okay, now the next one is going to be Squig Rider Stampede, and this has a battalion point cost of 140 points, and its organisation. So a Squig Rider Stampede consists of the following: 2 to 3 units of Squig Hoppers or Boing Bounders in any combination, and a 0 to 1 Mangler Squig. So the abilities, and that is a Madcap Momentum, so you can reroll the rolls that determine the move characteristics of the units from this battalion. Okay, so sounds like quite an expensive battalion just to help you out in movement. However, if you can just make your rolls more reliable for your squigs, and you know, you might think there's more important things to this game than just movement. However, I would say movement is, if not the most important thing, it's certainly one of them, because so much of the game depends on movement, taking objectives, outmaneuvering your enemy, being able to alpha strike them, being able to flank them, so many things, mainly on the objectives, that squigs look fun and good and all that, but they do let themselves down with a random movement. This just sort of, if it doesn't cure the problem, it helps to fix it and helps to address it, because getting those rerolls could mean that, you know, if you're not getting really high on your movement, like, you know, because a lot of the squigs are 2d6, so if you're not getting, you know, like 10 to 12, you certainly should be getting your, you know, average dice roll, those 7s. That's really going to make things more reliable to you. I get it, in the Gloomspite Gitz army, it's not the most reliable army, that's where some of the fun comes into it. However, sometimes when you're playing really top competitive games, you do want some reliability, especially in your list. Okay, so I like that one. Like I say, it's expensive, but I like it. If I was running squigs, I would definitely be trying that out to see if it is worth it. Okay, so with that, we're now going to move on to our next War Scroll battalions. So this is actually going to be one of those bigger ones I was talking about that comprises some of the smaller ones in it, and it's actually one that you could field in the game. It's not one of those stupid battalions that is like 5,000 points or something, because those things, I might review them, but they're sort of a bit pointless, aren't they? Because unless you're playing a apocalyptic style game, you're never really going to use them. However, this one, you can. Okay, so this is a Moon Clan Scrap. So a Moon Clan Scrap. Firstly, to note, a Moon Clan Scrap is going to cost you 120 points, which doesn't sound expensive at all. And when I'm saying it consists of the sort of small battalions, I'm not too sure that's true, actually. I might have sort of misread that. So I'm going to read through the organisation of it, and then we can have a think to see if it does or it doesn't. Okay, so the organisation, so a Moon Clan Scrap consists of the following units and War Scroll battalions. Okay, so firstly, yes, it does. It includes its War Scroll battalions, so that means that this is 120 points plus the points cost for the units required for it, and the battalion point cost for the battalions that are required within this big one. So 120 points, it sounded cheap, but it's getting a bit more expensive now. Right, so it says you need a 1 to 3 Loom Bosses, 0 to 1 Moon Clan Wizard Hero, 0 to 1 Gobbler, 1 to 3 units of Sneaky Snufflers, 0 to 2 Squig Herd units, 1 plus Skull Mob Hordes, and 0 to 3 Squig Rider Stampedes. Okay, so the battalions you are going to need are the Gobbler. You're also going to need 1 plus Skull Mob Hordes, so that means you can take as many of them if you like, you know, bear in mind point cost and all that sort of thing. And also 0 to 3 Squig Rider Stampede. So these are the ones we've already gone through, those battalions. However, the only one it says you need, like you must have a requirement, is the Scold Mob Hordes. So this is the one that had 3 units of Stabbers and Shooters in any combination, and 3 units of Loon Smasher Fanatics and Spore Splatter Fanatics in any combination. Remember that one where you could bring back the Shooters or Stabbers, the whole unit rather than just half the unit. Remember that one we looked at. So, with that in mind, yes, that battalion does cost you 160 points, so it is expensive, and it does make the total cost of this big battalion in battalion points 280 points a minimum. If you look at it like that, not including the points of how much the unit's going to cost you, it's reasonable, it's doable in 2,000 points. That's what I mean, it's doable. It's not like those massive battalions you get who are needed for like 10,000 point games, 5,000 point games, something like that. So anyway, let's see what you get in this battalion for its ability. So it says, do not take battle tests for units from this battalion while they are affected by the light of the bad moon. Okay, I think that's flat out pretty damn good, because one of the biggest weaknesses you have for this army, and I'm not just talking about grots, I'm not just talking about any specific thing, the whole army in general, its bravery is quite shite. So if you can mitigate the need to take battleshock tests, you're doing yourself so much of a big favour. I know it sounds a bit boring, not +1 to hit, +1 to your damage, something like that, but this is really, really good and will save you bacon a lot of the time. So I do like that, and I like it how you have the option to include lots of things in it, but you don't have to. So it's not going to be ridiculously expensive in points if you don't want it to, which I do like indeed. And if you are taking big units of, you know, stabbers or shooters, I really feel like this fits it quite well. Okay, so that was the Moon Clan scrap. Now moving on to the next one, which is going to be the Squig one, and this of course is got a very fitting name, which is the Squig Avalanche. So how much is the Squig Avalanche going to cost you? So it only costs you 90 points, so there you go, really cheap. I don't know if there's many other battalions that are that cheap or cheaper. And what does it consist of? So a Squig Avalanche consists of the following units. So 1 Loon Boss on Mangless Squigs, or 1 Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig, 0 to 3 Loon Boss on a Giant Cave Squigs, 1+ Squig Rider Stampedes, 1 to 3 Mangler Squigs, and 0 to 2 Squig Herd units. And then its ability. So the one ability you get, let's see what it does. So Over the Moon it's called, and if the light of the bad moon affects a unit from this battalion at the start of a combat phase, that unit is eligible to fight in the combat phase if it is within 6 inches of an enemy unit instead of 3 inches, and can move an extra 3 inches when it piles in. Okay, so again, this is all about movement. It's only costing you 90 points. If you're taking a Squig themed army, like practically everything in your army is riding upon a Squig, if not a Squig itself, I would say take this, because it means that you're going to help yourself so much with drops for your army, you know, so you can deploy your army quicker, so it means you get to choose as the priority, more than likely. And yeah, it might sound, again with movement, might sound a bit boring. However, what this means, if you can obviously make everything right, so you know where the bad moon's going to be, or you can do your best to put your units where you think it's going to be, you can use this ability really to your effect, because then you can go, right, so why this is important is that means that you can have one unit that charges the enemy unit, yeah? Okay, the unit charges the enemy unit, it attacks. The enemy has only one thing to attack with, and that is the unit that you have attacked, and the only thing it can attack is your unit that's already attacked that turn. So the enemy unit does that. Now, however, you've had some units from this battalion outside of combat, so the enemy can attack them, but within 6 inches of that enemy unit. So now that enemy unit has now attacked, it's no longer can't really do anything but defend itself. You can then pile in these extra units to attack it and not be afraid of the consequences from that direct combat phase. So yeah, I think that's quite a powerful battalion. Like one of the new Sinesh battalions has got it as well. So there's quite a few things that do have it. Is it Sisters of Slaughter? I want to say have it as well for the Daughters of Cain, which really does help them. So it's a really good ability. And yeah, I think that 90 points. Yeah, why not? Unless you're really tight on points. Okay, so then with that, we are going to move on to our next battalion, which is going to be the Trog Herd. So this is obviously the battalion for all your troll stuff. And we'll have a look to see what it does. And just something to bear in mind is that the Troll Herd is a sort of like a fairly big sort of size battalion, like the Squig Avalanche we've just looked at. It doesn't consist of like mini battalions or anything. It's just one flat out battalion. Okay, so the Trog Herd is going to cost you 180 points, so by no means cheap at all. And let's have a look at its organisation. So a Trog Herd consists of the following units: 1 Dankhold Trog Boss, 3 to 9 units of Dankhold Trogoths, Fellwater Trogoths or Rockgot Trogoths in any combination, and you can also include, if you'd like, 0 to 2 Ale Guzzler Giants. So firstly, if you really want to have like a big model army, which if I was doing Gloomspite Gitz, this is the direction I'll be going in, because I love having elite armies. You can chuck in a couple of giants, 1 or 2 giants if you'd like to, just to add into the theme, which is quite cool. Okay, so going into its abilities, again, like a lot of these battalions, if not all of them, they only have one ability. So let's see what it is. It's called Eat on the Move. So if the unmodified wound roll for an attack made with this immediate weapon used by a model from this battalion is a 6, add 1 to the damage characteristic for that attack. Okay, so what I would say with this, for 180 points, if it was just for, I don't know, your Trog boss or just like a few units of your trolls, I would say it's not worth it. 180 points to roll on a 6 to wound and then it's an extra damage, not worth it. However, if you're going to go super troll heavy to the point where practically everything in your army is a troll or a giant, then I think I like it. I would take it, but I don't know if I can honestly say it's worth 180 points. To be honest, I don't think it is worth 180 points. You're playing really competitively, just because you need to wound roll of a 6. I'm not saying you won't get that. Of course, you'll get a few of them, but if you get a lot of them, of course, it's worth it. But it's that unreliability. If it was a 5, like a unmodified 5 or 6 to wound, then I would say I'd like it. That was good. Or if it was like if a unmodified 6 to hit generated an extra attack, something like that, I would like it. But it just makes it quite hard and unreliable for this, and I think you might spend a lot of the game trying to justify why you spent 180 points in it, but you might be really lucky and get a lot of 6s to wound. If I had loads of trolls, I'd be trying this out just because I would really like a troll army, but I can't honestly say this is worth 180 points, guys. Maybe it is. Maybe you guys who have tried it out can let me know, but in all honesty, it does seem pretty expensive for what you get. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the Spider Fang battalions. So now the Spider Fangs have actually got 4 battalions. So they've got 3 smaller ones and then 1 Spider Fang large battalion. So this is similar to what we saw for the Moon Clan units. Right, so looking at the Spider Fang ones, the first one, the Ragnarok Spider Cluster. So this is going to cost you 100 points, so not too expensive, pretty cheap for a battalion. In fact, almost very cheap. You know, there's not too many battalions that are cheaper than this. So let's see what it does and what it consists of. So, organisation and a Ragnarok Spider Cluster consists of the following units, which is 2 to 4 Ragnarok Spiders with Flingers or Spider Fang War Parties in any combination. And you need 0 to 1 Skitter Strand Ragnarok. So when I say 0 to 1, you take 1 or you take none. Quite simple. Okay, so its ability, so Hunting and Brood, so you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by a model from this battalion while it is within 6 inches of another model from this battalion. Okay, so you might think, oh, that's quite easy, but bear in mind they're not just units of like little spiders. Obviously the big spiders need to be in range of each other, so they sort of need to go around as packs, which is why it is obviously called the Ragnarok Spider Cluster. So being able to reroll hit rolls of 1 is good. I do like that. 100 points isn't too expensive. Again, similar to what I'm going to say with the trolls, guys. So if you really want to take a load of big spiders in your army with the Ragnaroks and you would like a battalion to assist them, then this is for you. Otherwise, it really does depend on how much you want to put in to your Ragnaroks to get as much damage out of them. I don't think they're incredibly damage dealers, if I'm honest. I sort of said that when I looked at the Spider Fang units in their own video a few days ago. However, it is good when they get those, mortal wounds. Well, for these guys anyway, it'd be D3 mortal wounds on a unmodified 6 to hit. But re-rolling those ones will really help against that. Also, if you're in the Light of the Bad Moon, again, it's on a 5 instead of a 6. So, you know, you've got a fuller chance of doing those D3 mortal wounds, and re-rolling 1s is just really going to help with that. So, yeah, if you are going very big spider heavy, then have a look at this battalion. It could be pretty good. And to be honest, like, the minimum you need to take is just 2 of these things. So, you can easily fit this in 2,000 points. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the next battalion. And this is going to be Spider Rider Skitter Swarm. So this battalion is going to cost you 120 points. So again, not too expensive either. Now, organisation. So a Spider Rider Skitter Swarm consists of the following units. And that is 0 to 1 Scuttle Boss on Gigantic Spider. 3+ units of Spider Riders. And that's it. So really, this is the battalion for your Spider Riders. If you're taking a mainly Spider Fang army to the point where your Spider Fang, you know, Spider Riders are going to become battle line, then this is the battalion to fit your battle line in, quite simply. And it's quite reasonable, you know, 3 units of those and a 0 to 1 Scuttle Boss and Gigantic Spider, so you don't even need one. But anyway, so let's have a look to see what it does. So its ability is called Outriders of the Spider God, and it is add 2 inches to the move characteristics of units from this battalion. Okay, I like that a lot because, again, if you haven't already noticed, I've probably said it about 3 times already in this video, how important movement is to your army, and overall just has a huge impact on your game of who can outmaneuver the other, being yourself or the opponent. So having a look at the movement for Spider Riders, already movement 10. Now this is making them a movement 12 by standard, which is really good. Bear in mind, if they are, you know, 10 or more, you can have a drummer that adds 2 to their run rolls, so you can make these guys really start becoming fast with sort of a snowball effect. And it's just a good generic ability. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. If you like to, well, if you like your spiders and you're going to be taking a lot of it, then this is one for you. Obviously, I said that if you like a lot of Moon Clan stuff, those ones are relevant. And if you like your Trolls ones, well, I say those ones, I mean the one Troll one, you can give it a go. But I think this has good use to it compared to like the Troll one, what was a little bit too expensive, I think. But anyway, okay, we're going to move on to the next one, which is the Skitter Strand Nest. And this organisation, so Skitter Strand Nest, consists of the following units. And this is 2 to 3 Skitter Strand Ragnaroks, which I made clear in my Spider Fang video that those Arachnox, the Skitter Strand Ragnaroks, are my favourite for their sneaky ambushing abilities. So let's have a look at this ability. So it's got Burst from Beyond. So add 1 to the charge rolls for models from this battalion for each model from this battalion that was set up in the same turn. Okay, so just to read that again, just so we understand. So add 1 to charge rolls for models from this battalion for each model from this battalion that was set up in the same turn. Okay, so you can have 2 to 3 of these. So quite simply, if you set up one of these, I believe you'll be adding 1 to your charge rolls. You set up 2, you'll be adding 2 to your charge rolls, and you set up all 3 of them. If you've taken 3 in this battalion, then you'll be adding 3 to your charge rolls. So as far as I'm aware, that is the case on how it works. So yeah, I'm a fan of that, especially on these when they set up is 9 inches away from the enemy. So after having a chat with one of the subscribers, one of my patrons called Max, we talked about this, and then he told me something that he does, which he takes the cogs of it, so he's getting +2 to his charge that way. So, and he sets up 3 with this battalion in the same turn, so that means he's getting +5 to his charge. So that means that he needs a roll 4 to charge, which is really huge, especially how, remember, the Arachnox have got the wall crawler ability, which means they fly over terrain essentially, which is really good. Now I think or like I say Max, however likes to be his name, I think he told me there was another way to get +1 to their charge, but if I'm honest, I can't remember. Apologies about that, but just from what I can remember, being able to charge on a 4-up is absolutely massive, particularly if you make sure there's a hero in range for them to get those reroll to charges. Means that it's going to be quite hard for them to fail. Obviously, you would need to reroll to charge for each one of them as separate units, but the point's still there. You could really guarantee those charges, which is absolutely massive in all games of Age of Sigmar. And I really like those Ragnarok, so it's something I would look at do if I did a Gloomspite Gitz army. And the other nice thing is it's only going to cost you not too many points at all, really. You're looking at 110 points for that, so yeah, not too many points at all. Obviously these spiders are quite expensive in points, but not too expensive. Like, I think this one from memory is 260 points for each one of the Skitter, Strand and Ragnarok, so it is more than manageable. Right, okay, and then the next battalion we're going to look at is going to be the last one as well, and this is going to be the Spider Fang Stalk tribe, and this is going to be the large battalion. So let's see the organisation. So a Spider Fang Stalk tribe consists of the following units and War Scroll battalions: 1 Web Spinner Shaman on a Ragnarok Spider or 1 Web Spinner Shaman, 0 to 2 Web Spinner Shamans, 1 to 2 Ragnarok Spider Clusters, 1+ Spider Rider Skitter Swarms, and 0 to 1 Skitter Strand Nests. Okay, so firstly, when it says you can have 1 Web Spinner Shaman on a Ragnarok or 1 Web Spinner Shaman, that just means the Web Spinner Shaman is just the Web Spinner Shaman but off the Ragnarok, so quite simple. So really what you need here, minimum wise, is the Shaman on or off on a Ragnarok, 1 Ragnarok Spider Clusters, which is the Ragnarok big sort of battalion, which you need at least 2 Ragnarok Spiders with Flingers or War Parties, and you also need 1+ Spider Rider Skitter Swarm, so you can have as many as those you like in this. Bear in mind points and all that sort of thing. And that is the battalion that is for your Spider Riders. And then when it says 0 to 1 Skitter Strand, so that is a optional to have your ambush and Ragnaroks, and you can have optional 0 to 2 Web Spinner Shamans. So it gives you some flexibility. You need to take a few stuff, so it ends up being fairly expensive, but not too expensive, because you can take the Shaman without being on the Ragnarok, but however, you're taking a lot of spiders, you do want him on the Ragnarok for reasons I stated in the Spider Fang unit video I did. But yeah, it's reasonable, you can do it. And then let's have a look at its ability. So its ability is a power of the Spider God, so you can reroll save rolls of 1 for attacks that target a unit from this battalion while the target unit is wholly within 24 inches of a Spider Fang Wizard from the same battalion. So this battalion is costing 110 points. It gives you a way to get Mystic Shield for your entire army if it is within range of a Spider Fang Wizard from the same battalion. So that means it doesn't have to be your big Web Spinner Shaman on the Ragnarok. It can also be the ones on foot. So you can really spread this out. I like this. I think this is, I'm going to say, worth the points. Now, your Spider Fang army is quite fast, so some of it might split off in different directions, or that might be hard to keep as one coherent force like on the table. However, if you can do it, you're just giving yourself a free Mystic Shield for your whole army, which is really, really nice, and really is going to help even just your Shamans. So they're always going to be in range themselves, because obviously the Shamans are the Wizards. For the Spider Fang, the Web Spinner Shaman. And yeah, I do like that. Okay guys, so that is going to mark the end of the video for the battalions of the Gloomspite Gitz. I realise I've gone, well, I said at the start of the video I was going to go quite fast through them, and I feel like I have a little bit. However, this video has gone on for nearly 30 minutes now, so that was a lot of battalions. I believe there was 10 battalions in there. However, I hope it wasn't too confusing to find them, because there's no pictures of the rules and all those sorts of things like I like to do when I review like things like War Scrolls. I like to have the picture of the War Scroll on the screen so you guys can read it and you know where the video is at. However, for me, it's just not really an option with the battalions, just because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, quite simply. I don't want to risk it. And but yeah, I hope you guys managed to keep up with me. If you can't, you can always rewind and all that sort of thing. But yes, guys, so that is also going to mark the end of the Gloomspite Gitz review for the Army Archive. So I really hope you've enjoyed this series and this video. So if you have, please like, subscribe and comment down below, as that has all massively helps the channel, and it's completely free for you guys to do so. And something to talk about the Gloomspite Gitz, has taken me a long time to review this army. I mean, the first video I did was on the 7th of April, so that's nearly coming up to 2 months ago, which really does show how long this army has taken to review. I don't mean that in any way bad at all, because it's made me love the army going through it as it was sort of an army that I liked the look of when it came out, but I wasn't really tempted. But now I'm like, might have to be an army I do at some point in the future, you know, add it to the list of armies I would like to do. And it's really made me understand the Gitz, because to be honest, I knew they were quite fun and stuff. I didn't really know too much about them, so it's been really quite cool. However, it's taken a long time to do those videos. And so this means going forward in the Army Archive series, like I say, I want to review every single army in Age of Sigmar, and I said that at the start of the series for the archive, and I mean to keep to it and stick to it and deliver on that. So going forward, the videos for the armies might be a bit more compact. Again, not like missing parts out of the army. I won't be doing that. I'll be covering all of it. However, if you don't play Gloomspite Gitz, and if you don't play them, you're not really interested. I presume you're not really listening to this point of the video. But if you are, or if you do play Gloomspite Gitz, you might be able to understand this. If you're not really interested in Gloomspite Gitz, it's a long time where you're not getting too much other content from the channel. And you might, I don't want you to lose interest in any of that sort of thing. So, like I say, going forward, I might make the videos a bit more compact for armies. So that means that they're part of the Army Archive is reviewed quicker and out there, so then I can move on to the next army. So we've got like a quicker turnaround to provide a variety of content for everyone. So that's something I will be looking to do for the next army. And of course, it depends what army I review. If it is a Gloomspite Gitz, as an example, an army with a new battle tome, it's going to take longer. They've got lots of shiny new things compared to if I was to review, I don't know, let's say Order Draconis as an example. That is not going to take me as long to review because it doesn't have as much going on as Gloomspite Gitz, Flesh Eater Courts, Nighthaunt, you know, Slaanesh, all these different things. So it really depends on the army. And also, on that note, when I review things like Kharadron Overlords, Seraphon in the future, all these different armies, when I do review them, I do have to bear in mind that they are probably going to get an update at some point soon, so it might not be worth spending absolutely ages reviewing them if the review might not become redundant, but will become a little bit outdated in the future. So just some things to think about and stuff going forward. And I will be doing a sort of like channel update where I talk about this a bit more at some point soon, so I'll be very interested to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Will be absolutely great because, like I say, I make all this content for you guys, so if you guys tell me what you would like, it makes things so much easier for me for when I plan videos. So I don't want to make videos that you guys aren't interested in. I don't really see much point in that. And yes, guys, so just like I said, a bit of thoughts I had, and I just wanted to share them with you. Like I said, I'll be doing a future video soon talking about it a bit more. But guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you did, like, subscribe, comment down below because that massively helps. If you'd like to support the channel a step further, I've now got a Patreon account, which is a great way to get a source of support for the channel to help me provide all this content, for me to be able to buy all the battle tones I review, to add up things towards like getting a camera, better microphone for the channel, those sort of things, but also mainly for me to be able to justify the time put into the channel. It all really does a great job to support me. And on that note, I'd like to thank my 4 patrons that are the Vampire tier. So these are people who are donating at least $5 a month to me, what really helps. And this is going to be to Max, Carl, Simon and Martin. Again, guys, thank you very much for your continued support. It really does help me to be able to provide this content for everyone to enjoy. And if you can't support me, I completely understand that. I'm just really happy that you came and checked out this video today. And remember, until next time, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.